Alrighty then. Selfcast.com isn't working for some reason, so recording it another way. And going with the same Sunday night theme. So we're going to start with some exercises, and then I'm going to show you a new chocolate treat. Excuse my cough. I may actually sneeze too. It's not because I'm sick. It's because I ran a bunch of stairs today, which I really want to tell you about because it's so exciting. We did the big climb for leukemia up the Columbia Tower, 69 floors, and the X-Gym team totally rocked once again. But I went over this a few weeks ago in a self-cast. Somebody asked me that the reason that they sneeze so much and cough after a really hard cardio workout. Here's the reason. When you're doing intense cardio, you are breathing super, super deep, and your heart is beating super, super hard. So all your capillaries are at their max in your nasal canal and in your throat, in your airway. And maximum pressure, maximum blood flow. And there's actually cells that are sloughing off because of just the friction of the air and the force of the breathing. And it's so intense that you break some of those capillaries. Little teeny tiny capillary bursts. It's not a bad thing, but that's what causes the track hack and sometimes the phlegm and the sneezing because the nasal passages are irritated as well. So that's what I got. It only happens when you push yourself really, really hard. And we pushed ourselves really, really hard in this climb. And we earned some amazing times. Courtney won it again. Of course, we knew she would because she's a freak. And it was kind of funny because afterwards I stayed around because I wanted to promote the X-Gym to people. And I figured, you know, with my patch on, they'd see it and they'd comment because we were up on the leaderboard. And thanks to Courtney and some of our others that placed in their top 10s. And so people would come up to me and they would say, "Oh, X-Gym." And I'd say, "Yeah." And I'd think that I was going to get a chance to talk about the X-Gym. But actually all they really wanted to talk about was Courtney, because she broke the record, all-time record, and she beat the legendary Georgia Daniels, who is amazing. And Georgia got her best time too, so she would have broke the record if Courtney wasn't there. But Courtney's just, I mean, what can I say? So they all want to talk about Courtney. And so, you know, yeah, she's our Alki manager, and she used to be a professional snowboarder, and she's awesome, and she's strong, and she's just inhuman. I think she's an alien. And they'd laugh, and they'd say, "Yeah, she's really hot." And I kept getting that comment. And so every time someone would say, "Oh, X-Gym," they'd see me and they'd come over. After 3 or 4 people, I started to get it that we weren't going to get to talk about X-Gym. We were just going to be talking about Courtney and about how hot she was. So pretty soon it got to the point where they'd say, "Oh, X-Gym," and I'd go, "Yeah, hot Courtney's gym." And then we talk about Courtney. So anyways, but it was amazing. She deserves it because she just blew everything away. And some other people did really well too. Mike got 8th out of his age group, and Nick got 9th out of his age group. He was actually in Mike's age group, so they got 8th and 9th. Scott got 10th, so 8, 9, and 10 in their age group. Courtney, of course, was first, and then we got Sarah, who got 2nd in her age group, and we got Kim, who got 10th in her age group. So we had almost half of our X-Gym team. We had 7 of the 15 people that showed up got top 10 in their age group. Well, 7th was me. I got second in my age group, and 6th overall. So, so far, the tally is almost 3,000 racers. So, it was a great turnout. It's actually the largest stair climb in the country. So, for us to dominate that much at the largest stair climb in the country, it really says something about the X Gym. Anyways, I'm going to start out with some ball exercises, and I'm going to show you what you can do with a physio ball and nothing else, just the ball. So, the first one I want to show you is wall squats. You just put the ball up against the wall and place it so the ball, center of the ball, is in the small of your back. And then walk your feet out. You're going to walk them out further than you think they're going to need to go. Because as you go down into a squat, you want your knee to be directly up over, straight up over, or behind your ankles. So you can use any protocol on these. And for all the 3 different protocols, you can go to crackingyourcode.com. Down at the bottom of that first page, there'll be the link to the video page. So, we'll just use the tiered method. So, up 2, down 1. Up 2, down 1. So notice I started at the bottom. Always start at the bottom, because you're going to count your reps at the apex, meaning the top of the rep. And then, so here's the top. My knees are still bent. And then down 2, up 1, down 2, up 1, down 2, up 1, down 2, up 1. Now the bottom is when the top of your thighs are parallel with the floor. Then up 2, down 1, up 2, down 1, up 2, down 1, up 2. Here's the top. Knees are still bent. Down 2, up 1, down 2. That way you're never offloading, you're never taking a break. It's always constant tension. So then you're doing 4 or 5 of these. If you can't do 4, modify your form a little bit. Maybe use the wall to cheat or something. And if you can do 5, then you can start carrying weights. But if you don't have weights, don't worry about it. Just do all 5 and then pulse at the lowest part, like the starting point, until you can't pulse, and then hold until you can't hold. And you'll know you can't because you'll fade down and crash and burn. And you can put pillows underneath you, or you can do it over a bench if you're a beginner, and that way when you fail, you don't crash down onto the floor. You just end up on the bench. So there's your wall squats, and there's your quads and your glutes. And next one's ham curls. We went over this before. Calves are on the ball, hands are wide for stability. Hips go up, into, out 1. Again, this is the tiered protocol. Into, out 1, into, out 1. See how my hips get higher? My body is straight from my shoulders to my knees, and it stays straight the whole time. So look straight down your body. Make sure you're not bending your hips, but you're keeping them straight. And then the next one. Into, out 1, into, out 1, into, all the way up, out 2, in 1, out 2, in 1. This is working your glutes, your hams, your low back, lots of stuff. It's a good core exercise. Now, if that's too hard, you can move the ball out, and that makes it easier. And if that's too hard, then go ahead and bend your hips and just do this kind of pull it with the lower hips. So they come up a little bit instead of a lot. So there's some variations on that. That's hamstrings. Remember, when you get to fatigue or all 5, you're doing pulses in and out until you can't pulse, and then you're holding until you can't hold, and it pulls you back out, and you sink to the floor. Then you're done. But not until then, because remember, it's complete muscle failure that gets results. Nothing short of that. So the next one is straight leg deadlift. Using the ball as your spotter. So here's the bottom of the range. And you should straighten your legs out and your back enough so you feel a really good stretch in your hamstrings down at the bottom. That's your starting point. Up 2, down 1, up 2, down 1, up 2, down 1, up 2, down 1. You should barely be able to see the ball, so the ball should stay over your head. Here's where you stop, still an angle forward, then down 2, up 1. See, my knees are slightly bent, but not much. Down 2, up 1. I'm starting to feel a stretch already in the hamstrings, keeping my back straight, and then all the way down to the floor. As soon as it touches, right back up in the next one. And you're doing 4 or 5 of these, or to fatigue. And then when you get to fatigue, your pulses, till you can't pulse, and then hold, till you can't hold, and you'll be exercising mainly your hamstrings and low back. Okay, next one is a great low back exercise. You want to hook your feet under a couch, something heavy. Hands on your chin. Up 2, down 1, up 2, down 1, up 2, down 1, up to straight, down 2, up 1, down 2, up 1, down 2, up 1. Touch. As soon as you touch, right back up in the next one. So you're doing 4 or 5 of these, or until fatigue, if that's sooner than 4. And then you hold it, pulse it, at your fatigue point or at the top if you got all 5. And then hold still after you can't pulse until you can't hold and you sink down to the floor. I'm not showing you all just for the sake of all the reps, just for the sake of time, but you get the idea. Now, next one is crossovers. This is a great therapy exercise if you have back problems. Because if you do, leave out the straight leg deadlifts, these guys, and leave out the ones we just did, the hyperextensions, these guys. Instead, do these guys. This is not a protocol exercise. This is just straight up, opposite arm and leg, until you get straight. Hold it for a second, come down slow, next side, hold it, come down slow, next side, hold it, come down slow. Now, the key on this one is to concentrate on certain muscles at different times. Don't worry about your arms, just let them go up to counteract your leg. But it's always opposite leg and arm. So I'm going to show you my right leg and left arm first. And when I do this, I'm first going to think about my hamstring, contracting my hamstring. Then right about now my glute. And then next, opposite low back. My left side low back. Then I'm going to hold that contraction and then relax and come down. Now the other side. Start with my hamstring, glute, right side low back, hold it, down. Now think about my right leg, hamstring, right glute, left side low back, down, left hamstring, left glute, right side low back, down. You're not going to feel this in the beginning, but as you do this, and the more you do it, the more you'll get that feeling, and the more you'll get it. And just do that until you start to feel fatigue. There's no reason to go to muscle failure on that. Okay, side core. Feet are wide for stability, hooked underneath something heavy, a couch or a St. Bernard. Cross your arms, up 2, down 1, up 2, down 1. Up 2, down 1, up 2, down 1, up 2, now down 2, up 1, down 2. You'll know where you get to the top because you can't go any higher. So that's how you find the range on this one. And then at the bottom, you stop just before it starts to get easy. And then up 2, down 1, up 2. You just kind of feel the resistance start to fall off. So doing as many of these as you can, or 5, and then you pulse it, till you can't pulse, and then hold till you can't hold, and then the other side. Start at the bottom, up 2, down 1, up 2, down 1, up 2, down 1. So you get it. Now, the next one is back flies, which we have gone over before, so I'll just touch on it quick. But essentially, you can do it with your hands. That's what I would recommend starting with. And you can do it with something heavier when you're ready, like soup cans or a book, something like that. So, up 2, down 1, up 2, down 1. And this is the same thing. You'll know you're at the top because you just can't go any higher. But when you are at the top, you should be straight out from your ears. If a rod was going through your ears, you'd be able to grab that rod. Because you're going to want to come back as you come up, because the lats are going to want to get involved since they're really strong muscles and big muscles. But this is mainly for the upper back, so you're going to want to stay forward. So here's the top, and then down 2, up 1, down 2, up 1. As soon as your fingers touch the floor, right back up, so they don't rest there or stop there. Up to the next rep. And then when you get to fatigue or all 5, you pulse it till you can't pulse, and then hold it till you can't hold, and then you'll see it start to come down, and when it starts to come down, there's nothing you can do about it, then you're done with that one. Push-ups. A couple ways to do push-ups. You can do push-ups from the knees on the ball, like this. Tiered rep again. You can do push-ups from the feet on the ball. Tiered again. These are real hard because you're stabilizing with the ball too. You've got to keep it from rolling. You can do push-ups from the hips like this. You can do push-ups from the knees like this, a little bit harder. And you can do push-ups from the feet like this, which would be the hardest. But always with protocol. Up 2, down 1, up 2, down 1, up 2, down 1, up 2, down 1. Just keep the body straight so you're not going up with the butt or down with the butt, but straight with the body. And remember your pulses and your holds at the end. And then another good one is core pikes. So it's the same kind of push-up position, starting with the knees, but coming in like this, and then back out. Pull it in, and back out. You can do protocol with this too. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. All the way in and then out 2, in 1, out 2, in 1, out 2, in 1, out 2. Another way to do it is this way. Out 2, in 1, 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 out 2, into, out 1, into, out 1, into, out 1. Good core exercises. And finally, crunches. We've gone over these too. Why not protocol on this? Up 2, down 1, up 2, down 1, up 2, down 1, up 2, down 2, up 1, down 2, up 1, down 2, up 1. Stretch, up 2, down 1. So you're not stopping, you're just stretching, coming out of that bottom quick. And then when you're at fatigue or 5, pulsing and holding until you can't hold your position, you start to fade, and then stretch it out. This is the best stretch you can do with the ball. So if you have a ball, even if you're not working out on it, between workouts, do this. Do this after your workouts, do this between workouts. It's the best stretch in the world. And just hang out as long as you have time for it. This will do wonders for your posture. Open up your chest, and it just feels darn good. Okay. Now, Time for a chocolate treat. So, I'm going to relocate the camera. You see what's going on. Alrighty. So, there's the kitchen. A little bit crooked. That's better. Check out this stuff. Chobani! Woo-hoo! This is the yummiest yogurt in the world. And listen to these numbers. 23 grams of protein, 9 carbs, 0 fat. Whoa! I'm going to show you how to make a heck of a protein ratio out here. We're going to tear off that lid. Smell the yummy goodness. No! Pour it all out. Spatch it out. And this is the same recipe as the cottage cheese pudding I showed you on the other show, previous show. And hey, by the way, when I did that cottage cheese pudding recipe, I think I put stevia in there, and that's great if you have a super sweet tooth, but it doesn't even need it. We did a taste test. What we found was that people's favorite was just the cottage cheese, one 16-ounce tub of cottage cheese and 4 scoops of MRM chocolate protein, 100% natural MRM chocolate protein. That's it in a blender, and that's it. It's easy, amazing. So we got our yogurt in the blender. We got 1, 2, 3 scoops. That's another 60 grams, well, almost 60 grams, say 55 of protein. So now I got 70 grams of protein in here. No, 70. Oh, there's 2 containers in here. Holy smokes! We have 100 grams of protein in here. And only 18 grams of carbs. So, turn it on. Let it blend. That's enough. Your blender might take longer, because this is industrial. And yummity goodness. Oh, look at the yummity goodness. Can you see the yummity goodness? I don't think you can. I think you're going to need a close-up of the yummity goodness. Oh, now I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this. Look, oh no, no it isn't. Yes it is. It's a strawberry dipped in chocolatey goodness. Whoa! Whoa! Oh! Help me, I can't stop. Somebody please stop me. Wait, I don't need to, because I'm eating protein strawberries. low glycemic, high protein, good for you. Can it be? Yes, it is. You actually can eat this. Go for it. I'm the only one eating out of this, so I'm going to double dip. Oh, in fact, the more you double dip, the more protein you get. Because this is practically just a pure tub of protein. Chocolatey goodness, creamy, yummy. Oh. Oh, come on! I'm sorry. I'm sorry if this video is now getting boring. I don't care about you anymore. All I care about is my chocolate. Oh. And my strawberries. One more, and I don't care. You can go ahead and say whatever you want. You can yell into your computer screen as loud as you want to, and I'm gonna ignore you because this is just too yummy to stop. Last one. Wow! I'm telling you to eat this. This is insane. This is so good. This is good for you. It just does not compute. So, you got the cottage cheese pudding, which is more like a chocolate mousse cheesecake. Wow, so good. From the other, it's the same recipe. It's just a tub of this, of cottage cheese and 4 scoops of MRM, or this yogurt, the Chobani, and 4 scoops of MRM makes it more liquidy and it's thinner. It's not like a, but I did try to put it in the freezer to see if I could make ice cream out of it. So let's see how that turned out. And it didn't. It's too hard. Okay, that didn't work, so don't do this. But the middle's still not frozen yet. And that's yummy goodness. So, anyways, try the fridge. Or just freeze it for a little while like I did. And it's wow. The outside's kind of hard and the inside's like a creamy center. I feel so bad. I feel like a bad boy right now. Because this is too good to be good for you. But it is. I'm eating my protein. That's just crazy. Wow. Alright. That's all I got for today. So, see you next week.